Hey, Tom Burton here with Brandon Lee, and today we're here with Arlene Lanz of Dealer One Stop, and we are going to be talking about business blind spots in the automotive industry. So, Arlene, welcome. Can't wait to hear these.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So great to be here.
So, hey, before we jump into the blind spots, tell us a little bit about Dealer One Stop and who it is and your role.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Dealer One Stop is relatively new to the automotive industry. However, it comes from a sister company and people that have worked and know this industry inside and out. They've worked in the industry for 30 plus years. And from all of that experience working with auto dealers, supplying them everything that they need from uniforms, office supplies, janitorial sanitation products, even various warranty and gap programs, the list goes on. Dealer One Stop was born from that. And it was created as a result of this longstanding knowledge of this industry. So, specifically today, Dealer One Stop, we simplify inventory management across the dealership, help them improve efficiencies, reduce costs, and eliminate redundancies between the departments. So we really do a lot, and with each dealership, we try to take a consultative approach to help solve and meet their unique challenges.
Yeah, so Arlene, that sounds really interesting what you do, and I would imagine with the car dealerships too, it's such a niche market that being experts in that niche space, you serve your customers really, really well. That's excellent to hear.
Yeah, and I think that's why these blind spots discussion is going to be great because they're going to be unique to this industry. So, Arlene, take us into these. I think there's what, three blind spots you want to touch on today?
Yeah, definitely. So, three main ones that I'll cover today. There really are a lot, and we've gotten to know these. They really fly under the radar. That's why the name blind spots comes into it, right? We help the dealerships with so much, but it's these nuances that we've noticed through our experience and over time that we think are particularly relevant. So the three that I'll cover today, the names that we've given them, and I'll kind of go into them a little bit more, of course, but price creep, or another buzzword for that right now is greedflation. I'll talk about the poor P&L visibility, due to the different department and vendor silos within a dealership. And then lastly, of course, inventory management or wasted materials within a dealership. So those are kind of the three categories.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'll just start at the top then. Price creep. So, right now we've seen lots of industry-wide price increases because of supply chain issues, things that, are valid. There are real things happening. But as a result of this, a lot of vendors have taken it as an opportunity to further increase prices and kind of throw it under the guise of, just general industry price increases. So we've been seeing that a lot. And another thing that we've noticed somewhat over the years is that, for example, take a uniform vendor. A lot of the charges on a typical invoice actually aren't even for the uniforms. They're for, lost and ruined, soap, terminated employees, all of these other charges, and they kind of get all lumped in together. And that, overall increases the price. Another way we see price creep kind of come in is with freight and shipping, particularly lately. But some of it is valid, but a lot of it is just padding. So that's, price creep.
So let me see if I understand what you're saying there. Are some of these price increases, are you saying kind of not really legitimate price increases, but things that just kind of get slipped in and a lot of times get overlooked, hence the term blind spot?
Yep, absolutely. That's exactly right. And, one of the ways that they get overlooked too, which kind of feeds into this next blind spot, is a lot of times these invoices aren't broken out line item by line item. So it'll be, a monthly lump cost. And so the dealerships don't have that visibility, or they'll show up to the dealership and ask, the service manager to sign the invoice when they're in the middle of 100 other things. So they just kind of sign it and off it goes. But talking more about the P&L, since the supplies often aren't broken out line by line, that's, one way that there will be price creep. It enables that. It also is difficult to catch price discrepancies between departments. So for example, you've got 3 different departments in a dealership that maybe need to buy razor blades, and they could be seeing 3 different costs, either from the same vendor or from different vendors. So that's really something that we see a lot, and we try to help mitigate.
Yeah, those are interesting, and I know that you specialize in the car dealership space, but I think everybody right now, your first one with inflation. I mean, it's always amazing how many vendors will go, oh, we got to raise this up because of supply chain issue or because of this. It's temporary, and then it's never temporary. So, what it sounds like is you have your customers' backs, and that you're reviewing and helping them look at these things and change these blind spots into an awareness.
Yep, absolutely. We try to, it's really twofold, bring the awareness to our customers because of our industry experience, and help them, work with their existing vendors to change things. And then on the other side, with all of the programs that we offer, we guarantee full transparency. And we do not raise prices on our customers without letting them know. It is always proactive. We've got no hidden fees. That's really just our the name of our game is transparent.
And I think what I appreciate hearing that. I know your customers appreciate hearing that. And it's so important now too, just in the world of social media that we live in. This stuff can't be hidden anyway. So it's best just to come up and be totally transparent, be very authentic, and let your customers know what's going on. And I think it pays dividends. That's a great growth strategy. Just being transparent, in my opinion. Love to see that.
Yeah,
so we've hit 2 blind spots, right? So far, Arlene, we've got sort of, I love what you call greedflation. If we have that blind spot number 1, and then blind spot number 2 was really hidden costs because the invoices are unclear and you don't have all the transparency of the information. What is the third big blind spot that you run into?
Yeah. So the last one would be inventory management, or, wasted materials. So one of my favorite examples to give in this category is an instance from actually several of our customers. We found this out over the last few months. One of our programs, it enables automatic ink toner level monitoring. So we supply the toner, but we offer this program where you can see you have visibility into the toner levels, as well as a lot of other diagnostics. And we noticed that our customers were throwing away their toner with 60% life of the toner left. And upon further investigation, we learned it was because the low ink warning was coming up on the printer. And so they saw that, they got nervous, they threw it out because they don't want to run out of toner. That would be a huge problem. But we saw this across several different dealerships, and even multiple printers within each dealership. So it was different, people making these issues or these mistakes several times a month. So ultimately was coming out to a couple $100 of wasted toner per month, which is significant.
Do y'all do that by any chance for the water filters in the refrigerator? Because that's what it made me think of, is that every time that light goes on, it says change. I'm always thinking, okay, the same company that makes the refrigerator makes the filter. I'm not saying anyone's dishonest, but it's what you're saying is you got a monitor on it, so hey, the light may come on and say change it, but you still got 50% left. You can wait until it's down to 10 or 15. And then your system, I think you said you automatically ship it. So I think that's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. It's funny how that works, right? With the same manufacturer making the filters or the toners. Yeah. So
yeah, I think my HP printer at home runs out of ink after like 2 pages, and then it's ready for another ink cartridge. So totally get it.
And I understand why our customers, they see that and they, the instinct is to throw it out and put a new one in. Running out of ink would be business stop. So we understand that. But it's something that it's an under the radar blind spot that we've discovered, just recently. And as a result have saved, like I said, a couple $100 a month, which when you think about it, with the low margins that dealerships operate at, that's like $10,000 worth of cars that they would need to sell per month to kind of make up that loss in just toner.
So yeah, these are not obvious, hence the word blind spot, right? So it's not like, people are just going to obviously walk in and spot some of these things. Tell us a little bit about okay, what you do then to help them, kind of just quickly the process you go through to help a company or one of your clients identify those blind spots and how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So depending on the department that any given dealership's interested in working with us on, we have solutions across all categories. And thinking back to that consolidation across the different departments, that's something that we specialize in. However, if a dealership wants to just focus on one department, we can also do that. So we have specialists in every single category where we can take a look at what they're currently buying, who they're buying it from, and really just do an audit across all of their categories, all of their materials, suppliers, et cetera, and help work with them to, see what they can consolidate and, give them competitive pricing as well from our side. So even if at the end of the day, they choose to stay with who they're currently using, they will walk away with more knowledge and hopefully some ways that they can improve efficiency. So like I said, really a consultative approach. We try to help them, no strings attached, but we also offer solutions that address all of these issues as well. So you can go to dealer1stop.com. That's with ONE, not the number one. And there's tons of different ways to get in touch there, forms to fill out, depending on what you're looking for.
Awesome. Well, this seems like a great opportunity for auto dealers and frankly, any company. I kind of need you to come to my house and do an audit there, because I think we all have a lot of blind spots where we just don't know, right? And we don't know what we don't know. And all of a sudden we're leaking extra cash that's just not necessary. So this seems super valuable.
Arlene, promise me when you start doing this for water filters and refrigerators, I'll be client number one.
You got it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Arlene. And yeah, we highly recommend check them out, dealer1stop.com with ONE, not the number. And thanks again, Arlene.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show, Arlene. That was great.
Thank you.